be something that was, hey, yeah, I see myself doing that. And spent some time in full-time ministry, as a matter of fact. And as a youth pastor, I was so influenced, especially by Brother Danny, because when Brother Danny came, we didn't just do the typical youth trips. We did mission trips, and I turned 60 July 29th, and so most of my birthday, yeah, you're older. Most of my birthdays were spent on youth trips, and because it's just the way it was, summer baby, it sucks because you don't get to invite a bunch of school kids who don't really know you. But that's another story I need counseling about. But I remember we went on a trip to Indianapolis and did backyard Bible clubs, and there's this newspaper article in here, and I remember seeing it years ago when Paula Wade sent it to me on Facebook. She said, "Look at this," and I'm like, "Good Lord, I've had a microphone in my hand, standing in front of church singing since I was forever." And I'm still very much involved in that. I'm not in a full-time ministry, but you know what? I am in ministry, and a lot of it I'm telling you, so much of it had to do with the influence and the impact of being part of Grace Memorial in my life. I remember how important it was, all the witness now, and the emphasis on learning about how to be a witness and things of that nature. And you just don't see churches doing that stuff anymore. You just don't see the influence of that. And the mission trips. And as a youth pastor, I carried that on. I did Mexico. I took my youth group. We went to Mexico doing missions. We did inner city work in Fort Worth. I lived right outside of Baton Rouge, and I was telling Kay earlier, I took my 7th graders because I wanted them to baptize them in what real life was about, and I take them to St. Paul Vincent. Good Lord, what's it called?
St. Vincent de Paul.
St. Vincent de Paul. Thank you. I'm getting my words messed up. It's carrying them over. But I would take them to serve, and they would either cook, clean, or serve, and it impacted them. And it was because of the impact of this place. I was blessed to have a young man who's now spent 30 years of his life in Guadalajara, Mexico as a missionary. And it's because of the impact of this place. And I know that one day that I'm going to have the pleasure of seeing little brown faces of people who say, "Thank you for being an influence in his life." It's all because the influence of the impact this place had, man. So don't, whatever legacy that God has for this church doesn't ever need to end just simply because things change. Because there are some foundation truths, and I'm going to tell you right now. I'm sorry, I was preaching here. But
I'm putting you on the clock, man.
Yeah. The thing is this. We always exist to reach the lost. We always exist to help others. We always exist to love each other first and foremost. Jesus said, "This is the way all men know you're my disciples, the way you love each other." Not that you love people outside, you love each other first. Who wants to join a club where everybody fights and don't like each other? So that's what we found. I know that's what we found, and that impacted us. I've often wondered what my life would have been like if it wasn't for this place. Seriously, And I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for Grace Memorial and you guys, and cool. All right.
All right.
Come on, Greg. You do.
I'm good.